So I thought maybe it was a good idea for me to declutter my bronzers because I have so many. I just want to have my makeup look organized. I try to rotate my bronzers as much as I can, but it's very, very hard to do that when I have so many bronzers. And part of the reason why I've kept so many is because I use Influencer and I always want to write down what I think about like certain products and what my thoughts are on certain products, and when I have them I know that I can test them out and write a review for them. So really it's been for that purpose, but I think it's definitely time and pretty much have a good idea of which ones I should get rid of. I'm not going to get rid of many, to be honest, but I'm going to try to get rid of as many as I can. So organizing my palettes in here, like my eyeshadow palettes, and I noticed that I have some bronzer palettes in here too. But I honestly use a bronzer on as my eyeshadow sometimes too, which is why I put some in here, and because they just fit better. These are some Pixie by Petra blush and bronzer and highlighter, I believe. So I will not be getting rid of these bronzers. So here on my bed I've somewhat laid out what I possibly want to keep, all of my cream bronzers, and ones that I'm definitely willing to get rid of, even though I'm not sure about some. For example, this butter bronzer, I think the formula is really, really, really great, but just the color is so light that even for like the winter time, it's just not the like shade of bronzer that I usually go for. I feel like the perfect shade is a little bit more neutral, closer to this CoverGirl one, or one by Believe Beauty that I love, which is this one. It's one of my favorite bronzers. So these are definite like keepers. These are my cream bronzers, and definitely gonna get rid of several in this pile. You like the neutral shade in here, and I just got this shop by Shop Missy online. It's the Starry Sculpt Highlight and Contour. I don't know if I would use the highlight, but the contour is actually a very neutral shade. And these Wet n Wild, my favorite cream contours in this pile, because I don't know, I just reach for them so often, and I have the shades that I love during the summer and the shades that I love during the winter, which is right now. I've been using that a lot. I'm using this as a contour shade or bronzing shade, and it did not work out. This is this concealer is too intense, it's too dry, it's very hard to kind of sheer out over the skin. So yeah. And also wanted to do the same thing with this Milani. Honestly, I got this because it was on sale one time at Big Lots, and I was like, oh, let me try that as a contour shade, and no. I do like these Face Duo sticks. I was really into them for a while. Not so much anymore, but I still will when I'm rotating my bronzers. I would love to continue using this Physicians Formula contour stick, but I don't want to use it if it's like dried out. So I still have to test it out and see if it's just the outer layer that is kind of feels like it's expired. So I have to check that out. And then I have these, but this shade right here looks like a really nice neutral shade, so I can give that a shot. And then this one just did not work at all as a contour shade. I was hoping I could. It's a concealer, but I was hoping I could use it. Definitely getting rid of these three and keeping this pile right here. So I had some minor like malfunctions with some of these. So I would either get rid of them, give them to someone else, or use them for something else. For example, this Milani bronzer, it is so shimmery and I have a lot of texture. It's not even like very like pleasant bronzer shade for me, so I'll actually keep this, but I'll keep it as a blush, so its whole purpose is changing. This just I can't find a place for it because it's too orange, so it wouldn't work as a contour or a bronzer or a pressed powder, so it's just the wrong shade, but it is a great formula. I used this for a very long time, so it had its time, and now I'm getting rid of it. And I didn't love this Broadway Colors contour. These LA Colors highlight and contours were my go-tos for a very long time, but these are incredibly old. I don't know how I still have these, but I really enjoyed the contours when I used them all the time. So those were great. And then this Milani Conceal Unperfect stick is a foundation stick that I thought I could use as a bronzer, but it is way too warm for me. And even though it looks really nice on the stick, once you swatch it, you can just see those like yellow and orange tones like pop. Okay, so this was one of my first bronzers in this entire bronzer collection. Okay, so you know what's crazy? These two bronzers right here are extremely similar. It's weird. And I think that I'm actually going to get rid of both of them because I'm trying them on my skin and they are, first of all, extremely light for me. And second of all, they are both peachy, and it doesn't look like what I want to see when I see my bronzer on my face. So these two are amazing for like lighter skin. I'll probably see if my sister likes these. I think these would work really nicely on her, and she has like a different undertone in her skin as well. So just orange, like straight up orange. So I don't love how it looks, but this is a great formula. I love anything Physicians Formula pretty much is right up my alley. These two I kind of put side by side because they both have that like marble effect and that kind of radiance going through it, and I wanted to test them out together. Not together, but side by side to see how they looked. This one is straight up like a gold highlight on my face. It is extremely like shimmery, and while it would work great for someone else with a different skin tone, I'm going to get rid of it because I don't see me using this as a bronzer. And this Found Beauty Baked Bronzing Powder is really nice. It's a decent bronzer, but it is just very yellow on me. The kind of like radiant marbling through it just makes it a little more radiant than I'm comfortable wearing. So definitely getting rid of both of these, even though I feel like they're okay bronzers. So I have to say I've given this a shot, and you guys should see my face right now. It is highly pigmented, like extremely pigmented and extremely shimmery, and I don't know. I love the smell though. It smells like chocolate. Okay, so I have 2 winners and 2 losers. These are my losers. These are practically on the same level of orange. They're straight up orange on my skin. Way too warm. They actually look pretty similar, except this is more like full coverage, but straight up orange on my face. And then I have 2 winners. This middle shade right here is just so nice on the skin. And then this is so beautiful, like the neutral. It's a neutral and it's very subtle and buildable on the skin. So I'm keeping these 2, getting rid of these 2, and so far I'm getting rid of all these right here, including these and this and the LA highlight and contours. And then these are the ones I decided to keep.